pretty old.
Yeah.
It's getting time to do something. That's a big expense.
Calvin Castine at Plattsburgh High School. It's the 27th day of October 2018, and we're here for Section 7 Class D championship play. It's girls action to start off our day at noontime here. It's the Chazy Central Rural School girls and the Griffins from Elizabethtown, Lewis, and Westport, the Eatontown, Lewis Griffins. And we're once again doing this live over the NFHS, so people all over the world can view this live. NFHS network. And we have with us today, once again, Mr. Rick Hunter and Mr. Lee Barcombe, and they'll be taking us through the game. And we obviously are live here, but you'll be watching this if you're watching on Hometown Cable on a delay. So sit back, and enjoy the ball game as the Section 7 Class D championship will be decided momentarily.
Athletic complex, in Plattsburgh, New York. And you may wonder where Plattsburgh, New York is if you're not familiar with New York State. There's upstate and downstate in New York, and we're about as far upstate as you can be. Plattsburgh is a city of about 19,000 people located on the shores of Lake Champlain in the upper northeast corner of New York State. Section 7 is comprised of 27 member schools in the counties of Clinton, Essex, Franklin, Warren, and Hamilton counties. These two squads today, one from Clinton County, that's the Chazy squad, and Elizabethtown, Lewis, Westport is from Essex County. So a couple different counties here represented in this match. And Chazy in the green and white out there, the Eagles are the #1 seed in Section 7. They're ranked 11th in the state per the New York State Sports Writers Association. Elizabethtown, Lewis, Westport Griffins are the #2 seed in Section 7, and they've received an honorable mention ranking from the Sports Writers Association as well. Weather today is, we have a nor'easter bearing down on us. At this point in time, the temperature is roughly low 40s. As you saw on the flag as the national anthem was being played, a fairly stiff easterly wind is going to be coming cross field from away toward us. So there may be somewhat of a factor today on this turf field. I believe it's the first time either squad has played a turf match this season. So as we know, turf is a bit quicker than regular natural surface, so some adjustment will be made early on for both squads. Ball's in play now in the Griffins territory, and it's going to be Skylar Bassell taken away there by Kyra Becker. Kyra Becker getting it forward to Hadley Lucas, but the ball crossed the sideline, so it's going to be a throw-in. We'll mention the officials for today's match. Central official is Jim Karen, and on the outside lines we have Randy Lozier on the near side and Jim Stahl on the far side. Throw in for the Eagles here. Amelia Stevens getting it in. Olivia McLennan to Kate Langlois. Langlois taking it central, looking to feed Kendra Becker, but it was blocked defensively. Now Hadley Lucas has it. Stabbed away there by #5, and that is Brianna Kornwright for the Griffins. Ball's quickly in. Kyra Becker outside to Kate Langlois, forward to Lucas, taken away there by Annalise Burdo. Maggie Plouffe, senior captain for the Griffins, clears it off the sideline. It's going to be throw in here. Stevens to take the throw for Chazy. Stevens trying to go central. Kendra Becker there off of her knee, looking for Lucas, headed away by Ella King. Now it's Langlois. Langlois going to end line. Lucas chasing it down. Looks for service, but strikes it off the end line to relieve a goal kick. Relatively short goal kick, bouncing around. Plouffe going outside for Bassell. This is Skylar Bassell, taken away nicely there by Stevens. Ball crosses the end line. It's going to be a throw-in, the sideline. It's going to be a throw-in for the Griffins. Ella King to take the throw. Some face paint on some of the Griffins players out there, it looks like. Here's Callie Harvey, sweeper for the Eagles. She punches it forward. Skylar Bassell takes it. She goes central, looking for Abby Schwobel, who's the leading scorer for the Griffins. But there to clear it off the side again was Callie Harvey, sophomore sweeper for the Eagles. Skylar Bassell gets the ball in. Annalise Berto trying to get turned on it. Kate Langlois is on her back. Langlois now has the ball. Square ball to Lucas. Lucas looking to give it go. Lucas is going to take it herself. Lucas heading toward corner. Advantage called there by referee Lozier. Lucas dribbling toward the middle, looking to try to make service. There's a serve, and punched away by Kornwright. Schwobel now gets turned, clears it away, and here's Mackenzie Chapman for Chazy. Chapman getting it forward. Now it's McLennan with a nice ball to Kendra Becker. Kendra Becker, top of the 18, cuts it back. A lot of bodies there. 7 or so, 8 bodies behind the ball for the Griffins, and they clear it away. Chapman now has it. Looking outside. Cleared away, and now it's all the way back to Harvey. Harvey with pressure from Sydney Bissell. And now it's Schwobel over there. Schwobel and Chapman battling for the ball. Chapman goes toward the middle. Cleared away by Stevens. It's going to go off the sideline, perhaps. Kornwright watching it go. Good work there by Kendra Becker, and Kornwright takes a safe play and clears it off the side for a throw-in. Kornwright now, she's going to watch it go off the end line. It's going to be goal kick for the Griffins. 36 minutes remaining here in the first half. No score early on in this Section 7 Class D championship featuring the Chazy Eagles and the Elizabethtown Lewis Westport Griffins. Rachel Story for the Griffins, trying to get the ball turned onto the foot now of Berto. Berto, square ball for Stevens. Annette Stevens outside looking for Skylar Bissell. A little bit too much on that. It's going to be throw in for the Eagles. Kate Langlois to take. Into Kyra Becker. Kyra Becker over the head of Plouffe. Now it's Kendra Becker trying to leave a square ball to McLennan, but cleared away. Sydney Bissell getting past Stevens. Central ball to Schwobel. Long touch by her, and Callie Harvey will watch it go off the sideline. It's going to be throw in here for the Griffins. Skylar Bissell to take the throw. Into Abby Schwobel. Schwobel trying to get turned. Stevens is there, and she's going to clear it forward. Langlois tries to save it along the line, but it's going to be out. Throw in for the Griffins right in front of the Chazy bench. Ball quickly in. Berto tries to go corner, and it's going to go off the sideline for a throw-in deep in Chazy territory. Second meeting for these, or third meeting, excuse me, for these two teams this year, Rick. And they're evenly matched squads. Chazy came away with one victory, and E-Town Lewis came away with the other victory.
And with that most current victory occurring on September 28th, I'm sure that the Eagles would like a little bit of revenge.
Absolutely. Scores on both ends were 1-0, each team winning on their home surface. So even over the course of history, these two teams have battled fairly evenly matched. The merger between Elizabethtown Lewis Central and Westport Central occurred in 2014 as far as sports go. Their school districts are going through some research on that process at this point in time. But since 2014, the records have been pretty even between these two teams, with Chazy winning 3 games, Elizabethtown Lewis Westport winning 2 games, and then drawing on 2 games. One of the draws was Section 7 semifinal last year, in which the Griffins came away in penalty kicks to advance to the championship match. So they're evenly matched as far as that goes. Chazy scored 12 goals in their matches up till now, and E-Town Lewis Westport has scored 11. So you can't get much more even than that as far as these two teams go.
Well, both these teams seem to be bringing a 4-3-3 formation, and a lot of the play right now is central. You don't see a lot of play in the channels. It'll be interesting to see whether or not the teams actually open up and actually stretch the field a little bit.
Here's a throw-in on the far side. McLennan looking to get the ball forward. There defensively is Brianna Kornwright. Now it's Kyra Becker challenging Ella King. King kicks it off the sideline. It's going to be a throw in for the Eagles. Langlois to take the throw. Gets it into McLennan. McLennan looking for Lucas. Goes off of her arm. It's going to be a direct kick for the Griffins. Right around the 20-yard line on the football field.
One of the wonderful things about playing on artificial turf is that the ball actually has that true lie. The weight of the pass is something that some of these girls are probably not used to when you're playing on natural grass.
That will be an adjustment. And as far as the goalkeepers go, you get a much higher bounce, so to speak, on the ball. So that's a challenge for them to learn and adapt to early on. Otherwise, we could have some goals. There's an offsides for the Griffins. We could have some goals that shouldn't happen going in. That's one thing I've noticed watching a couple Chazy games recently is they've been very adept at pulling the offsides trap. And you may see that happen very often this match. Ayana Lemoy, one of the quarterbacks back there on the defense for the Eagles, constantly encouraging her defensive counterparts to pull up and pull up.
One of the things that the Griffins coach is going to have to do is make sure that those players are making diagonal runs and not direct runs. And actually, if you go off sides, a lot of times you can still come back on side if you're not within the play.
That's right, absolutely. Here's Chapman going outside looking for Willow Hers. Going to go off the sideline for a throw-in for the Griffins. Kaylee Brack to take the throw-in. She gets it in. She's looking for Rachel Story, but there was Hadley Lucas on the far side. She switched sides in this case. It looks like, or she's over there helping out. There's Schwabel. Taken away by Hers, but then cleared down the zone. Callie Harvey chasing it down deep in Chazy territory, taking it toward the outside, and she's going to make the safe play off the sideline for a throw-in.
Again, even as we spoke at both the girls and boys Class B final last night, the goaltenders really aren't part of actually re-countering or counterattack, playing a ball back to the goalie's feet. It seems like at these particular levels they're very comfortable with just taking the ball to the outside channels and just looking for the counter from those areas.
There was a really nice opportunity on a throw-in for the Griffins, and as you know, you cannot be offsides on a throw-in, and that was Annalise Berto with the ball at her feet with nobody between her and Emmy Moak, but Moak came out to make the nice save there for the Eagles to keep the score at 0. Ball's coming in now on the far side. Hadley Lucas for Chazy. Following along the sideline, she's got Kendra Becker in front of her. She's going to take it herself toward the corner. Cutting back now, trying to get past Annette Stevens. And Stevens is there, she dispossesses, and it's going to be a throw-in. Willow Hers to take the throw. She gets it into Lucas. Lucas going central with it. Kyra Becker trying to get to it. Kendra Becker is there, and ultimately there is Annalise Berto to take it away. Now here's a lead pass, looking for Berto again. Harvey stepping up, making a nice tackle. It's going to go for a Griffins throw-in right at midfield.
Both these teams seem very content right now, just trying to figure out each other, trying to determine exactly where those strengths are and try to employ opportunities then.
Moak coming out to make the save. Skylar Bissell with a good opportunity there. Long touch, and Moak being aggressive and playing at the 6-yard line came out to make that save. It's past Plouffe. Here's King. Pressure on her from McLennan. Ella King watches it go out. It's going to be a Chazy throw. Langlois gets the throw in, looking for Becker. Kendra Becker touches it back to McLennan. McLennan back to Kendra Becker. Trying to get past Annette Stevens. She goes for a ball to Lucas, but cleared away there by Kaylee Brack. Kyra Becker going forward, and Brack is there again. The long ball forward. The Griffins looking for transition with long balls, and here's a lead pass. Stevens is onside, Schwabel's onsides, but Chapman was with her stride by stride, and Moak takes the ball at the top of the 18.
Nice play by Abby Schwabel. She actually kind of shouldered up and actually took off at the right time, but the Eagles had the speed to be able to not allow any threats by the Griffins.
Throw in just on Chazy's side of midfield. Ella King to take the throw, looking for Skylar Bissell. Bissell has it. She's being watched by Callie Harvey. And Amelia Stevens is there to clear it away. Throw in for the Griffins right in front of the Chazy bench.
The last few minutes, it seems like the Griffins have had a little bit more opportunity than what they had in the first part of this contest. We've got a little bit more than 28 minutes left in this first half. And just as those first 2 games in September played out, I think we're saying that these teams are going to be pretty evenly matched.
They should be, and what Chazy's got to look for is what we're seeing fairly early on is the long ball that's the Griffins are trying to use to spring their strikers forward in a breakaway. Chazy has good speed on the back line with Chapman and Harvey. Here's Langlois getting the ball in. Substitute for Chazy came in with Celine Juno. And it goes off the sideline. It's going to be a throw in for the Eagles, right along the 18-yard line for the Griffins. Langlois gets the ball in, headed away there by Berto. And Skylar Bissell couldn't hold it in. It's going to be a throw in for the Eagles. Kate Langlois take the throw, looking for an open person. Looking for Kendra Becker. Goes off of Ella King. It's going to be a Chazy throw again.
The Griffin defenders are doing a nice job with those tight marks, not allowing Chazy a lot of time, turn in space with the ball.
Here's Juno trying to get turned. Goes off the end line. It's going to be a goal kick for the Griffins. They have a substitute waiting to come in. Number 16, Madeline LeBerry, making the entrance for the Griffins. So we mentioned the Griffins are a combination of two different school districts, which is not uncommon in Class D. The enrollment numbers for them, for Elizabethtown Lewis Central, they had an enrollment of 57 students. In Westport, an enrollment of 49 students. So to get together, their enrollment number is 106, and that puts them firmly in the D class. A D class is any enrollment 149 and under. Chazy's enrollment sits at 105, so the combination of the ELW team is 106 to 105 with Chazy. So evenly matched as far as enrollment goes as well. And the mascot is a great combination of the two mascots of the different school districts. Elizabethtown Lewis are the Lions, and Westport are the Eagles. So a lion and an eagle gives you a griffin. So it's really, really nice as far as that goes. It seemed to work out pretty well. There's Amelia Stevens. She's your right fullback. She's way over on the left side. Here's Ella King now for the Griffins, taken away by Olivia McLennan. McLennan taken back away by King. It's going to be a throw-in for Chazy and Kate Langlois to take the throw-in once again. She drops it back to Kyra Becker. Becker launching the ball forward, looking for Juno. Here's Kendra Becker getting her foot on it, cleared away nicely there by Brianna Cornwright.
Well, the Griffins are quick to actually make sure they've got 5 players behind the ball. They're not giving Chazy a lot of space because they know that there's a few of those Eagles that, in fact, can put the ball in the back of the net.
I'm sure that's one of the things that Coach Pulsifer emphasized was to not allow these players to turn, and that's one of the keys to defending. Here's a shot attempt by McLennan. Ball's bouncing around. Hers trying to get her foot on it. Now it's Kendra Becker racing toward it, and coming out to make the save is Madeline Fuller, the Griffins goalkeeper.
Both of these goaltenders seem very content in terms of playing the 50 ball into the central area. Very little have we seen distribution out to the outside channels and building up out of the back.
That's one thing I've noticed watching a few Chazy games this year is their outside play is not strong. So as far as being wide on the field, their players are fine. It's just they don't utilize those wide channels as you described. Here's Celine Juno going to the corner for the Eagles, trying to get around her defender, but the defender punches it off the end line. Going to give the first corner kick of the match for Chazy, and Ayana Lemoy, senior captain defender, will take this corner kick. 24 minutes remaining here in the first half. No score in this Section 7 Class D championship game between the Chazy Eagles and the Elizabethtown Lewis Westport Griffins. Lemoy gets the ball in. Low ball. McLennan gets it back out to Lemoy. Lemoy dropping it to hers. Good pressure there by Plouffe, and it's going to go off the sideline for a throw-in. It's going to be a Griffins throw-in.
Well, between the first 2 times that these teams have met, there were only 2 total goals scored. So it's going to probably come down to, a single goal or, somebody making that little mistake.
There was Juno feeding the ball to Kendra Becker, but her shot goes wide. It's going to be goal kick here for the Griffins. Corner kick. It was a deflection there. Okay. Second corner kick in the matter of a couple minutes here for the Eagles. Coming back in for Chazy is Hadley Lucas.
The Griffins seem to be doing a nice job marking up on the far post and having those tight marks inside, goal side strong. Again, not allowing Chazy any time to turn with the ball.
McLennan looking for a shot and blocked This is one of the wider fields that either of these teams plays on. George Bremner Field, Chazy's home field, is fairly wide. And Camp Dudley is a good field also that the Griffins play on in their home field, but this is a wide field here at the Plattsburgh Athletic Complex, so that may play a factor as well.
Explain the yellow and white.
The yellow lines are the soccer lines, and the white are the football lines out there, as Calvin mentions. So there can be some distraction. We've seen some players sometimes give up on a ball as it approaches the white line, when the yellow lines are the lines of play. Here's Lucas trying to get past Kaylee Brack, and Brack is using her body well, pushing that ball toward the sideline. It's going to be a throw-in for the Griffins.
Good job by Brack, because Chazy had numeric advantage for V2 in that outside left channel.
Good job of shielding that ball and watching it go off the sideline. Here's a throw-in now by Rachel Story, looking for Schwobel, cleared away. Now McLennan watches it go past her. Now McLennan has a chance. She's trying to spring Juno, but defensive work there nicely done by Brianna Kornwright. There's Langlois. Now LeBerry. We'll watch it go out of bounds. It's going to be a Chazy throw-in right at their bench. Amelia Stevens to take the throw. Puts it in to Kyra Becker. Kyra Becker getting turned. Berto on her. Battling Sevens. Now Sydney Bissell trying to control it, but Harvey's there to clear it away for Chazy. The Chazy defense pulls up, looking to spring that offsides trap once again. Lamoy getting it forward to Kendra Becker. She's looking for Celine Juno. Juno now with pressure on her back from Stevens. Juno trying to get past Kornwright. And out comes Madeline Fuller to make the save with good pressure there, coming on quickly from Kendra Becker.
Well, nice job by the Griffins in terms of containing, allowing for that support to get behind the ball, and then stepping and allowing the transition to occur in the other direction.
Annalise Berto going to knock it off the sideline, throw in for the Eagles, and it's going to be Langlois taking the quick throw. Kendra Becker getting past King. Now Becker looking for service, looking for Juno, gets past her. On the far side, it's going to be Fuller in a foot race with Lucas, and Fuller gets to it first. Abby Schwobel now battling with Mackenzie Chapman, and it goes off the side, throw in for the Griffins. Quickly in by Rachel Story, we have a whistle.
Chazy throw.
Perhaps a Chazy throw here, yep. Just about 20 minutes, so halfway gone in this first half, and no score. A very evenly matched game as we expected. Kornwright clears it forward, and now it's Berto. Lucas punching it forward for Chazy, and Kornwright is there defensively for the Griffins. Goes off the foot of McLennan, then off of Story. It's going to be a throw-in for Chazy. Guess it's a Griffins throw-in. I thought the official pointed his flag the other way.
And a lot of the play has been pretty much maintained in the outside left channel right now. Throw-ins going to both teams, and neither one of them, in terms of those restarts, actually trying to have that quick counterattack and take advantage of it.
And we're starting to see raindrops appear on the windows and before us, so we have some precipitation at this time. With the nor'easter predicted, there is a chance for rain, snow, or sleet, they say. So we may see a whole different group of precipitation conditions out there for this match and for the next match, which is the boys Class D championship.
Well, the precipitation percentages, they were calling for anywhere from 50% at noon all the way up through 8 p.m. this evening, where it was as high as 80%.
So there's no doubt that we're going to have some weather to contend with. Here's McLennan looking for a service. It's cleared away by Annette Stevens. Bounces off from the arm of Kate Langlois. It's going to be a direct kick for the Griffins.
Very interesting there. I would have thought that the Griffins would have actually, those inside backs would have yelled to pull up quick, because I think they could have actually forced a couple of those Chazy players offside if that counter would have occurred.
Take a page out of the Chazy defense, so to speak, where they've been pulling that offside trap pretty often. There's my nephew, Alan Juno, out there running the lines. Here's Kendra Becker trying to get past King. Now it's Celine Juno tripped up. It's going to be direct kick in a good position for the Eagles, just outside of the 18-yard box. Typically speaking, Ayanna Lemoy takes these direct kicks. She's lining up to do so, tying her cleat, make sure she's got solid footing.
Well, you've got 5 Eagle players inside the 18. It'll be interesting to see what their runs look like. And this is probably going to be the first real serious threat for the Eagles this afternoon.
3-person wall, 4-person wall. Good looking shot toward goal, right into the arms of Madeline Fuller, with some distraction there by Kendra Becker. Becker almost getting her head on the ball. Nice save there by Fuller.
And that's one of the things we talked about last nightly in both those Class B finals, is that the players weren't actually moving toward the ball. And that weak side run right there really could have presented some problems for the Griffins tender.
Most definitely. Here's Callie Harvey. She's going to look for the safe play, and that's going to be just to clear it off the sideline. So yielding the throw in for the Griffins. It's going to be taken here by Madeline LeBerry. Cleared off again by Stevens, so throw in again for LeBerry. Bounces off from Berto. Berto getting turned. Ball toward the middle. That looks like an offsides position. Schwobel, there's a shot on goal taken there by Schwobel. Excuse me, it was Sydney Bissell getting the ball to Abby Schwobel, but right to the hands of Emmy Moak. So good opportunity for the Griffins there. A little bit of a defensive lapse for the Eagles.
Both the Griffins forwards, Bissell and Schwobel, in fact, had a little bit of time and space there, and it all almost meant disaster for the Eagles.
Now here's Kate Langlois up the right side, pushing it forward for Kendra Becker. She's being badgered there by Annette Stevens. Bounces off from Becker. It should be an ELW throw deep in their own territory.
Well, both these teams have had opportunities in this first half, but neither team seems to be able to capitalize.
Low-scoring contests are the norm when these two teams meet. Here's Juno trying to control that ball. Now it's Kendra Becker popping it back in, and Cornwright clearing it away for the Griffins. Stevens trying to control for Chazy. She gets it forward to Langlois. Langlois, nice little turn. Gets past a couple defenders. Langlois going toward the 18, looking for a shot. Bounces off the arm of Cornwright, and coming out, the shoulder of Cornwright, I should say, and coming out to make the save was Madeline Fuller. She had Celine Juno right on the doorstep.
Well, the halfback, Catherine Langlois, did a nice job, little cut inside, and actually allowed the opportunity to have time and space, had a nice ball on the tender, and the outside forward for the Eagles didn't seem to make a run at the appropriate time.
There's Chapman battling with Schwobel. Chapman coming away with the ball. Mackenzie Chapman going toward outside, and help there for Kaylee Brack for the Griffins. So throw in for the Eagles. Abby Schwobel getting it forward to Story, over to Schwobel, back towards Story, but Chapman is there to knock it off the side. Throw in 13 with 14 and a half minutes remaining here in the first half at no score in the Section 7 Class D championship. Substitute coming in for the Griffins is Skylar Bissell, taking off Madeline LeBerry. Harvey's there for Chazy, and she's going to clear it off the sideline. Lucas trying to save it, but she wasn't able to do so. The winner of this match will play the winner of Section 10 champion, which is being had today. The winner will either be Parrishville Hopkinton or Hewelton, and that regional matchup between the Section 7 and Section 10 champions will take place. It's going to be a corner kick here, as Stevens was really able to save that ball from going out. That regional game will be played on November 3rd at Potsdam High School, 11 a.m.
So I believe that this is the Griffins' first corner kick.
This is the first corner
contest, and that play actually started with number 11, Rachel Story, for the Griffins. Actually played a nice ball inside to Schwobel, but she wasn't able to get a foot on it.
Punched away there by Moak. Mackenzie Chapman clears it away. So the Griffins started out with all their players on top of the 18, attempting to do a timed run as the kick was delivered. So that was a nice set play designed by Coach Pulsifer. Here's Schwobel getting turned, but there was Lucas to clear it off the sideline.
You've got 3 Griffins just inside around the 12-yard box right now.
Here's a good ball delivered across the 18, and it's going to go off the end line. We'll see what the official calls. Nope, the ball's still rolling. And nice work there by Kate Langlois to deliver a throw-in as opposed to a corner kick.
Well, just inside of 13 minutes, and it seems like the Griffins are starting to amount a few offensive opportunities.
Throw in here for Skylar Bassell. And Langlois tries to clear it away. Berto takes it back. She punches the ball across the middle. Danger there.
Don, kid coming in. What's that?
Moak punting the ball away. Berto gets a piece of that, and Lemoy clears it. Now it's Skylar Bassell. Langlois on her. Skylar Bassell down the sideline. Amelia Stevens has it, and she's going to clear it off the end sideline. It's going to be thrown right in front of the Chazy bench. Annalise Berto to take the throw.
Well, the Hadley Lucas is realizing that you can't leave Rachel Story along for much because, again, a couple of opportunities the Griffins forward had in that last couple of minutes.
And she, I believe, is the tallest player on the field, so she would likely be a target in a lot of the opportunities for head ball chances inside the 18 6-yard box. Here's Kyra Becker trying to get turned on Berto. Skylar Bassell's there with another dangerous ball. The Griffins are putting a lot of these nice crossing balls that are landing right around the penalty stripe. If they can get their runs timed, that's going to be a really dangerous opportunity for them to score.
Well, I think Aubrey Pulsifer has, in fact, said that that's one of the things that we need to do to take advantage. We can't actually play direct on these players. We got to look to kind of make those crosses and have those timely runs. And I think they might have felt that they had some success with that back in September.
Cleared away there by Callie Harvey, looking for Lucas. Hadley Lucas trying to save the ball from going off the sideline, unable to do so. And a throw in again for the Griffins. Griffins have had a majority of the pressure here in the last 10 minutes or so. Here's Chapman pushing it forward, but Annette Stevens is there, and she clears it back in, and Amelia Stevens clears it out. There's Celine Juno trying to get around Brack, and Brack watches it go off the sideline, throw in for the Griffins. Story has it, pressure from Chapman. Chapman takes it away. Brack bounces it off her own player, and it looks like she took the worst of that as she's holding her head. And the official's going to stop. Mr. Caron's going to stop and check. It's one thing they always are very cautious about any type of head injury. That ball looked like it may have taken her right in the face.
I think she got it in the abdomen, and it took her breath away.
Oh, okay.
It appears to me with her hands up over her head, she's looking to try to restore her respiratory system.
That could be, absolutely. So she checks out okay. Throw in for the Griffs. And they're going to give it to Chazy, the sportsmanship thing to do, and Chazy will clear it off and give the Griffins the ball back. So that was a nice little display of sportsmanship, both sides.
Well, the Griffins are doing a nice job with a lot of those throw-ins, those restarts, especially from that right-hand channel. A couple of times they've had the ball, but they haven't been able to kind of bring that ball central and even switch the field and try to gain that numeric advantage.
Throw in for Chazy, Hadley Lucas to take the throw. Lucas gets it in over the head of Lemoy. Maggie Plouffe trying to control it. Taken away there by Lemoy. Now it's Kendra Becker going forward down the sideline, trying to get past Annette Stevens, and it bounces off Stevens. Here's Juno running past it. Fuller picks it up. Juno wasn't able to control it. Fuller punting it away.
Well, I'm sure Celine Juno would like that one back, but it didn't take long for Fuller to come out and actually get a hand on that ball.
Here's Chapman. Pressure on her from Schwobel. Schwobel takes it away. She drops it back for Story. Story looking for service. She had on her back was, I believe it was Lemoy, and that caused a foul. And so direct kick here for the Griffins in a dangerous location just outside of the 18-yard line. And Rachel Story lining up to take this direct kick. All the Griffin players lined up on the 18-yard line. Here's Story looking for service. Good looking ball. Gets past the keeper as Emmy Moak and Maggie Plouffe collided. We have a foul again on Chazy just outside the 18-yard box. So that was an outstanding opportunity for Maggie Plouffe and the Griffins to get on the board, but a good aggressive play by Emmy Moak to at least cause some disruption. And now we have a direct kick right on the 18-yard line. Again, Story lining up to take it. There's no person on the near post, which I would think you'd want somebody right there. There's a shot toward goal. It's going to go high and wide.
Yeah, that's exactly a good read, Lee. I would have, if I'm an Eagles middle inside back, I would have been asking for some help off that inside post, because if that goalie comes out to play that ball, you got to have somebody behind you.
That would have been a good. I mean, I would have taken, if I was the kicker, I'd have taken a shot at that point. Even if it bounces off the goalkeeper, you have an opportunity for a rebound. It's a short angle shot, but it appeared to be wide open at least. Here's Kendra Becker for Chazy, looking to switch fields. Kate Langlois is running onto that. She's got a lot of speed, but Ella King is there for the Griffins, and she's going to clear it off the sideline. Throw in here for Chazy deep now in the Griffs territory. And Langlois to take the throw. She gets it toward Juno. Juno going to the corner with it, trying to get around King. Long touch there by Juno, and she's not able to control it. And it's going to go off the end for a goal kick. Celine Juno is a 10th grader, just a junior varsity call-up. So she's seeing significant playing time here for the Eagles in this championship match.
Well, I think that's important as you build your program. It's important to kind of let some of those younger players gain that experience. The time and space with the ball is not what it's like at a JV level. It's important that they gain that experience because they're going to be looked up to by future players.
Griffin's throw-in, just Chazy side of midfield. Story with a long throw, gets over the head of her player, Schwobel, and cleared away by Harvey. Throw in now, Rachel Story to take the throw. 6 minutes remaining here in this first half. Ball's bouncing loose, and out to get it is Moak for Chazy. Moak, top of her 18, and she punts it away. Goes off of Story, and now here's a chance for a break. It's Schwobel, pressure from Chapman. Schwobel trying to cut it back. Chapman does a nice job defensively, and Schwobel again through the legs of Chapman, but Chapman now is able to gain control, bounces it off of Story, and it goes off for a throw-in, Chazy throw-in.
Well, I think Chapman realized that she had 3 other Chazy players behind the ball, so she could actually be a little bit more aggressive instead of worrying about just containing.
Ball forward, looking for Becker. Stepping up nicely there for the Griffs was Kaylee Brack. Plouffe trying to get turned. Good work there by Kendra Becker. Here's Kate Langlois. Nice little cutback. It's past Birdo. Stepping up there was Brack, and she takes the ball away. Nicely done defensively for Kaylee Brack.
Well, that's not the first time that Catherine Langlois has actually played a couple of nice cuts and got around players, but it wasn't going to be allowed to have too much space and time by Kelly Brack.
Substitute for the Griffins coming on is Thea Shaw. There's Chapman over there battling again with Schwobel, and cleared off the side by Plouffe. Throw in for the Eagles, and Lucas gets it in. She's looking for Becker. There to battle with her is Brack, and Birdo's going to clear it off the side, so throw in again for the Eagles. Kendra Becker looking to get turned, service toward the middle. Olivia McLennan trying to control it. And now it's Langlois with pressure from Shaw. Langlois cuts it back. She's got support, and nice ball use there for McLennan. She's unable to control it well. Stevens, now it's Juno. Inside the 18, long touch by her. Ella King clears it away. Now it's Langlois getting it in. Becker trying to get turned. Kendra Becker with Annette Stevens on her. Now it's Juno, left-footed shot, and it's in! Chazy with a 1-0 lead. 3:42 remaining in the first half. Celine Juno scoring her first varsity goal for Chazy.
Stop the clock.
And the Eagles take a 1-0 lead.
3:42.
So Chazy with a late first half lead on a goal by Celine Juno. I believe the assist will go to Kendra Becker. We'll get the official announcement here.
There's an example, Lee, where when the ball is bouncing around inside the 18, you've got to make sure that you bring players back down low and actually pick up players. There's a lot of space there off that left post, and It actually was a nice opportunity for the Eagles, and this is important with just a little more than 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first half.
That ball just had enough steam to get over the line for the Eagles. So 6 from 8 is the scoring on that. So that's Celine Juno with the assist going to Catherine Langlois. 3:42 remaining here in this first half. And the Chazy, #1 seed, Section 7 team, Chazy Eagles taking the lead on the Elizabethtown Lewis-Westport Griffins. Here's Birdo. Getting it outside to Story. Rachel Story going toward the corner. Mackenzie Chapman watching her. And Chapman's going to let it go off the sideline. Throw in. She bounced it off of Story.
Scored by #6, Celine Juno. Assisted by #8, Catherine Langlois.
And there's Lucas getting it forward to Becker. Becker trying to find Juno and cleared away there by Stevens. And it's going to be a throw in for Chazy on the far sideline. Celine Juno now trying to get the ball cleared away there by Cornwright. Kyra Becker getting it to the ball to lost my brain there for a second and cleared away. Here's Rachel Story on the far side battling with Hadley Lucas. Mackenzie Chapman is the name I was trying to spit out and I wasn't able to do it.
Well, both these teams seem to be very comfortable, again, playing very compact in the outside channel. There's a lot of field there, and it'd be interesting to see if some of these players would actually start to notice that and open up a little bit.
Amelia Stevens now looking to get forward to Langlois, but Thea Shaw was there for the Griffins. Now Stevens going toward the middle of the park. Stepping up there is Lucas. She trips over the ball. Now Story and Lucas battling. Hadley Lucas has the ball. That was a good no call by the official. It was all ball. Kendra Becker looking to serve, but knocking it away was Plouffe. Now here's Ayana Lemoy looking forward for Juno. Juno chipping it to the far side, the near side rather, for Langlois. Langlois looking for service. Good looking ball. Nobody running quite to the point where Fuller makes the easy save for the Griffins. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the first half. And as Calvin is mentioning, at this point in time, the wind has completely died off, and the precipitation appears to have stopped.
Which means we're in the eye.
Could be in the eye of the storm. That's right. You never know. That ball is going to be cleared off the sideline on the by Kaylee Brack. It's going to be throw in for Chazy. Hadley Lucas gets the ball in. Cleared away by Brack again. And here's Chapman for Chazy. It would be wise to switch fields if she could.
Oh, nice.
Now it's McLennan outside to Langlois looking for Juno, but making a nice defensive play there was Annette Stevens for the Griffins. Now it's Langlois with pressure from Shaw. Langlois bounces it off. Tried to bounce it off Shaw, but it's ruled a Griffins throw.
I think the official was in a tough spot to make that call. I thought that call probably should have come from the center official.
Throw in for King. Goes off the foot of Kyra Becker onto Langlois. She's looking forward for Kendra Becker. Gets through Stevens, but there is Kaylee Brack to pick up the pieces. And now it's at midfield, Ayana Lemoy. Lemoy looking forward to spring Juno, but there was King. She misstrikes it, and now it's Kendra Becker running to the corner with Brack. Becker trying to cut back. She does. Now she's looking for service. Good chance for Langlois to run far post. Nice work defensively by Annette Stevens, and then cleared away there ultimately by Cornwright. Lucas punching it back in over Cornwright's head, bouncing in. Fuller makes the save. There's one of those high bounding balls, but played well by the keeper. And that's going to do it for the first half here at the Plattsburgh Athletic Complex. Chazy Eagles holding a 1-0 lead over the Elizabethtown Lewis-Westport Griffins in the Section 7 Class D Girls Championship. We'll be back with second half action in a little bit. Hi, we're back here at the Plattsburgh Athletic Complex at the Section 7 Class D Girls Championship, and Chazy in the green and white holds a 1-0 lead over the Elizabethtown Lewis-Westport squad, who are in white and black out there. Late first half goal for Chazy by Celine Juno, and that gives the Eagles the 1-0 advantage here going into the second half.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Aubrey Pulsfer does in terms of restructuring her formation, or maybe even trying to gain some opportunity on one side of the field or the other to see if they can get the Griffins the equalizer.
And quick pressure and a quick shot there by the Griffins from Rachel Story, but Emmy Moak was up to the task and made the save. Far side now. Langlois getting it forward to Kendra Becker. Kendra Becker being watched there by King. She gets it forward now to Lucas. Lucas can't save it. It's going to be a throw-in for the Griffins deep in their territory. Ella King to take the throw. Off the head of Langlois. Kyra Becker battling, taken away by Skylar Bissell all the way down the sideline. Callie Harvey there, the sweeper for the Eagles, will clear it off the side. Throw in for the Griffins. Skylar Bissell to take the throw. Here's Schwobel, shot toward goal. Emmy Moak is there to catch the ball. No danger on that one.
Well, the Eagles are stretching the field. Callie Harvey is actually holding number 5, Brianna Kornwright, way up high to allow a lot of space in the middle and hopefully build that attack for the Eagles in the central part of the field.
It's a third shot toward goal already here in this second half by the Griffins, and they're coming out with the intention to take shots from any distance to challenge Moak and the keeper for Chazy. Here's Lemoyne taking the goal kick. Bissell gets a body on it. Now it's Kyra Becker forward to Lucas. Lucas trying to get past Ella King. And there is Annalise Berto to help out. Now it's Olivia McLennan midfield. Gives it to Kyra Becker over toward Lemoyne. Now it's Hadley Lucas trying to get past Annette Stevens. Ella King there. Bounces it off from Stevens onto the foot of Langlois. Langlois taking it toward goal. Long dribble and cleared away there by Kornwright defensively for the Griffins.
Well, nice job to not play around with that ball, just outside your 18, especially with Juno having the opportunities that she had in that first half. Very good technical skill, especially with that right cut.
So the field, there's a bit of precipitation out there, and the field is becoming more slick as time goes on, and that will provide a challenge certainly to the goalkeepers on a low shot, a low skipping shot. And also potentially some footing difficulties for both squads. Here's Kyra Becker looking to distribute it out to Willow Hers, but there to take it away was Rachel Story. Story now middle of the park, and Ayala Lemoyne. There's been a little bit of a switch there. Lemoyne is usually an outside back, but it looks like she's playing central fullback, or stopper, if you will. Will be throw-in now for the Griffins. Skylar Bissell gets it into Abby Schwobel. Langlois is there trying to control for Chazy. She's bouncing it off a couple players. Now she springs free. Kate Langlois getting past Plouffe, Maggie Plouffe. Now long forward pass to Kendra Becker. Kendra Becker looking forward, trying to spring Hadley Lucas. Brianna Kornwright is there, and she's going to make the safe play off the sideline for a throw-in for Chazy.
Well, with just a little over 36 minutes left in this second half and in the contest, you can see that the Eagles are doing very well in terms of playing off the ball. They're creating opportunities, and the Griffins have got to be aware of those runs.
Here's a throw-in. Langlois takes the throw, gets it to Kyra Becker. Becker looking to serve it across the goal mouth, but a little bit much on that service, and nobody was able to get to it. It's going to go off the end line for a goal kick. So good opportunity for the Eagles, just a little bit too much mustard, if you will, on that crossing ball across the face of the goal. Nobody on the back post able to get to it.
Well, important for the Griffins to be able to make sure that their marks are timely and that they're in the appropriate space to not allow the Eagles to go up by an additional goal in this contest, because we know what's happened in those first two contests. There doesn't take a lot for either one of these teams to walk away with a 1-0 win.
Chazy throw-in, Chapman getting it in, looking for Kendra Becker. And she's trying to get past the defender, Kaylee Brack. Kendra Becker now. Kornwright and Kyra Becker, twin sisters, Kendra and Kyra. Kendra takes a shot toward goal, offside whistle on that. So it's going to be an indirect kick inside the Griffins' 18-yard box. Annette Stevens to take this kick. Story trying to trap it down. Rachel Story with pressure from Lemoy. Callie Harvey outside looking for hers. Hers couldn't trap that ball, so it's going to be throw-in. Rachel Story to take the throw. Long throw onto the foot of Harvey. Harvey being challenged there. Now it's hers into the middle. Plouffe is there for the Griffins. Trying to get turned. Good pressure there from Kyra Becker. The ball's taken away. Becker outside now to hers. Willow Hers with room. Nice defensive work there again by Kaylee Brack to take that ball away.
Well, Callie Harvey was calling for the ball, but I don't think Willow Hertz actually saw her. She was looking for the ball on the outside left channel to be able to challenge that number 9, Callie Brack.
Here's Chapman now, trying to get through and cleared off the sideline by Berto. Hers to take the throw. Not a lot of movement for the Eagles. She's looking for Kendra Becker. Gets past her and cleared away by Brack. Now at midfield, Sydney Bissell trying to get through, trying to get past Amelia Stevens. Sydney and Skylar Bissell teaming up on the far side and cleared away by Amelia Stevens. Throw in for the Griffins. 33 minutes remaining here in regulation. Chazy Eagles holding a 1-0 lead. As we mentioned earlier, the winner of this match will take on the Section 10 champion, which will either be Parishville Hopkinton or Hewelton, and that will take place on November 3rd at 11 a.m. at Potsdam High School. Cleared forward by Stevens, and that Stevens now it's on the foot of Skylar Bissell looking for service for her sister Sydney, but cleared away by Chapman. Plouffe battling there with Kyra Becker. Kyra Becker coming away with the ball. She tries to feed McLennan. McLennan continuing it on, looking for Langlois. Langlois getting past Ella King. Now it's a foot race. Cornwright's going to make the safe play off the sideline, throw in for the Eagles.
Well, with 3 green jerseys just outside that 18, I think that was a very smart play by Cornwright to get that ball out and just give the Eagles a throw-in.
Throw in deep in the Griffins' territory for the Eagles. They don't have a player with a long throw. Langlois gets it in, cleared away by Ella King. Now it's Kyra Becker trying to control it. Good pressure there from Berto. Coming in to help with Skylar Bissell, but Kyra Becker still had it. And looks like she kicked the shin perhaps of Berto. Now it's a throw in. Lemoy trying to clear it forward. Battling with Plouffe. Kyra Becker goes body to body with Maggie Plouffe. Ball squirts out for a throw-in. Lucas now trying to get past King. Goes toward the end line. King does a nice job. She clears it off the corner flag, so it will be a throw-in for Chazy.
And again, the Eagles seem to be mounting offensive opportunities in that upper third. They just haven't had any clear, big threats.
No big threats, and they get to the corner and they're unable to make that service that you're looking for once you get to the end line because of that defensive pressure by the Griffins. So they're shutting it down as quickly as they can. Ball's in play, controlled by Berto. Berto chipping it forward, looking for Schwobel, but it goes out of bounds. Throw in to be taken by Willow Hers. Kendra Becker comes away with it, trying to get past Brack. Becker cuts toward the middle, and there to clear it away is Annette Stevens. She's hit hard by Kendra Becker. No foul call. It's going to be thrown for Chazy.
Kendra Becker did a nice job of actually making an inside cut on number 9, Callie Brack, and the opportunity looked like it might have played out for the Eagles.
The one thing I've noticed as far as when Chazy goes to make a turn with control, they're turning and touching the ball a bit far, and the Griffins are there right away to pounce on that ball.
That turf.
And that's one of the things with artificial turf is that first touch really sometimes becomes an issue. Players that aren't used to it really have to get out and try to do a lot of movement with the ball to kind of familiarize themselves with this new particular type of playing surface.
And in state play, you have to be adept at playing on the turf field because many of the fields you play on going forward, whether it be regional games or in the Final Four, for example, there is a turf field in Middletown. Well, the girls don't play in Middletown; they play out in Cortland, but there are turf fields out in Cortland as well that they have to play on if they're assigned as such. So here's Langlois. Forward to Lucas. Lucas trying to get past Stevens. Now it's Langlois going sideline. Service toward the middle. Kendra Becker trying to get onto that. Gets past Cornwright, and Fuller calls for it. She bobbles it a bit, but able to recover with no danger.
Well, Madeline Fuller, I'm sure, was thinking that they might have had a good counterattack quickly if she could have gotten that ball out of her hands. Problem is she walked right over the ball, and it almost led to a loose ball, and the Eagles were not too close to the ball, but it still could have been trouble.
Needs to save that.
Moak is going to watch it go off the end line. It's going to be a corner kick now for the Griffins. I believe this is their second corner kick. Last time they all lined up on the top of the 18 and timed their runs.
Moak's got to get off her line quicker. She should have been able to have that ball. That should have been a counterattack for the Griffins, or for the Eagles, excuse me. And in this particular case, it's going to give the Griffins a very much needed corner kick with 28 minutes and change left in this contest.
Good service, gets off the head of Birdo, and now it's Willow Hers looking to clear toward midfield safely. Cornwright punches it back in. Now we're going to have a chance for a break. Hadley Lucas running along with Ella King. Lucas and King. Lucas tries to cut it back. There's a shot from Kendra Becker. It deflects off of Cornwright and off the post. Nearly an own goal for the Griffins. My goodness.
Well, that's why you keep your run going. In this particular case, Hadley Lucas was actually started the play, but the ball actually found its way on Kendra Becker's foot, goes off the post, and again, another good opportunity for the Eagles.
Here's Lucas. So that was quite a transitional development there for the Eagles. And it goes from a situation where a nice corner kick was played till seconds later, Chazy has a great opportunity and the ball goes off the post. Substitute coming on for the Eagles is the goal scorer in the first half, Celine Juneau. 27 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this second half, and Chazy holding on to their 1-0 lead over the Griffins. And a goal kick coming up here for Madeline Fuller and her team.
Both of these teams have seen very little subbing in the first half and in the second half. It seems like both these teams rely on very specific players.
Coach Signer for Chazy does run a short bench for the most part, especially in tight games. And we've seen only a handful of subs coming off from Pulsifer's bench as well. Here's Kyra Becker getting it to her sister Kendra Becker. Bounces off her arm, so it will be a foul there, a handball. So direct kick right at the top of the penalty box for the Griffins coming out. Ball's toward midfield, goes off of Kate Langlois. Now it's Kyra Becker launching the ball forward, looking for Juneau. Cornwright gets a thigh on it. Good work there by Annette Stevens. There's a shot from distance by Kyra Becker. It's going to go high and wide, but not a bad opportunity, not a bad idea for the Chazy player to test the goalkeeper from distance.
Well, we haven't seen a lot of shots from distance in this particular contest, once or twice in that first half. But again, we look at the flag again, there is no win, but a lot of times you can catch that goalie off of their mark.
McLennan trying to serve the ball back in. Cornwright volleys it off the sideline. It's going to be a throw-in for the Eagles. Lucas to take the throw. Ball's into play. It's Ayana Lemoy back out to Lucas, but it was a little bit too much on it, and Lucas couldn't reach it. If we talk about section or state championships in Section 7, there's only been a few that have been won. Only 3, as a matter of fact, on the girls' side in all of the classes. There are 3 different classes in Section 7, Class B, Class C, and Class D. The only girls' team in Section 7 to ever win a state championship has been this Chazy program. They've won 3 of them. So if that has anything to do with anything, I guess that's just more or less a little FYI moment for you.
Well, I think it's important as you have teams that learn to build on that tradition of year after year, and I think when they sit down in August to set those goals do include, number 1, winning your sectionals, then number 2, winning your regionals, and again, those sites are on Cortland as it will occur in November.
That is, it is positively a goal every year of both Chazy programs is to win the state championship. It's become I don't want to say an expectation, but certainly something that both programs know are well within reach. So Coach Sam Signor, I think it's her 3rd year here at Chazy. She's done a fine job. The records don't always bear it out. However, these teams do play against Class C and Class B schools throughout the regular season. So here's a good opportunity now. Story trying to get past Lucas. Rachel Story cuts it toward the middle. Chapman tries to clear it away. Story does a good job to get it. We got a foul on the play. Foul called by the official. And it's going to be Chazy ball.
I didn't see the foul. Did you see the foul?
I didn't see it. I don't know if it was arms up. It was a bit of a push.
Karen Sam pulled the jersey.
Okay. So jersey pull out there. In some cases, that'll get you a caution, a yellow card caution.
Especially inside the box.
It was offensive, that's why it was.
Oh, it was offensive.
Ball's bouncing around a bit. Now it's Lucas. Challenge there from Berto. Berto takes the ball away. She can't pass it because they're well offsides. She does anyhow. There was no question about that offsides as Chazy defense once again pulled forward with that offsides trap. So they've done a really nice job with that.
Yeah, that trap has really kind of been trouble for the Griffins all afternoon. And as the Eagles actually try this restart, again, there is not a lot of players in that compact area where that ball is being played.
Mm-hmm. Kendra Becker now launching it toward midfield. Juno trying to get to it. Annette Stevens for the Griffins is going to clear it away toward midfield. Here comes Amelia Stevens with Skylar Bissell challenging her. Now it's Olivia McLennan trying to get turned. She feeds it outside to Langlois. Langlois looking forward to Juno. Gets past her. Cornwright's going to watch it go off the end line. Good hustle by Kendra Becker to try to save that ball, but a little bit too much legs on it. And it's going to be a goal kick for the Griffs.
Well, the Eagles had a nice opportunity there, being able to play off the ball, trying to work that ball in that lower right-hand channel. But again, the ball ran out of real estate, and the Griffins are going to move the ball in the other direction.
Here's Kate Langlois again. She's had her foot on that ball a lot today. Langlois going toward net, tackled away nicely by Annette Stevens. Here's Skylar Bissell trying to clear it, taken down there by Kyra Becker. So it's a foul called. It's going to be Griffin's direct kick just outside their own 18-yard box, deep in their own territory. Just about 22 minutes to go here in regulation.
It'll be interesting to see if Aubrey Pulsifer actually starts to change some of the formation and push some of those players up, especially as we start to get down close to that 12-minute mark.
Plouffe pushing it forward. It's going to go off the side, and Amelia Stevens to take the throw, waiting for a substitute. The official did not. Yep, they're going to allow it. Willow Hers coming on to sub for Hadley Lucas for Chazy. Ball's in play, and it goes off Griff's player, so it's going to be thrown again for the Eagles.
I think in the first half, the majority of those restarts on throw-ins actually belong to the Griffins, but in the second half, it seems like the Eagles have kind of been a little bit more of the player on the upside of that coin.
So the Eagles have earned, I believe, their second or third corner kick here of this match. Third corner kick. Ayana Lemoy to take. Nope, it's going to be a short corner. Becker gets it in quick to Lemoy. Lemoy looking for service. Deflected there defensively by Sydney Bissell. So again, another corner kick for the Eagles. And we'll see this time they won't go the short option.
Nice opportunity for the Eagles. Again, a lot of the games in soccer are won on restarts, whether it be on throw-ins or whether it's corner kicks. It's good to have at least 3 or 4 good opportunities in your arsenal because these teams have seen each other enough during the year. You want to be able to have a chance.
Juno gets a foot on it, bouncing around now. Hers trying a shot. This is dangerous whenever the ball is bouncing around in that 6-yard box, and Story finally clears it away for the Griffins to take the pressure off.
The Story definitely wasn't going to be playing around with that ball.
20 players in the
There's
box.
too many green players inside that box to play with it.
Both entire teams, save Emmy Moak pretty much, were in there. So, yeah, very crowded, and it certainly ramps up the anxiety as a coach watching that ball bounce around inside your own 6-yard box.
Well, we can definitely tell that the fans are starting to get a little bit more into the game as, again, this game is winding down. Again, a lot of play outside in the channels, not a lot of central play lately.
Not a lot, no, and Mr. Karen having to have a few words with a couple players out there just to tell them to settle down and be respectful with each other. This is a direct kick now for the Griffins. Kyra Becker trying to trap it down. She does. Becker trying to get past Plouffe out there. Becker forward looking for her sister Kendra. Trying to get past the net Stevens. Good battle there by the two senior players. Stevens going towards sideline, and she'll launch it up the side. Now it's Kyra Becker pushing it back in. McLennan trying to run onto it. Juno has it now. Juno trying to get turned, top of the 18. Moves it outside to Langlois. Langlois looking for service just across the goal mouth, and it's going to go out of play. Would have been a good chance for hers to be running back post on that one. But a nice idea regardless there for the Eagles.
Well, I think Coach Signer has definitely sent that message in between the halves that they wanted to be able to play off the ball a lot better in the second half. I think they've done that. I think right now the timing of their runs is a question.
Annalise Berto trying to get turned. Pressure on her back from Juno. Berto now trying to get through, split the defense. Kyra Becker stabs at it. Now it's hers. Coming up to challenge her was Kylie Brack. Hers going toward the middle. Story gets a foot on it. Hers now again toward the middle. Maggie Plouffe will clear it away. Plouffe again. Onto the feet of Ayanna Lemoy for Chazy. Lemoy looking to switch fields perhaps. No. Taken away there by Annalise Berto. Berto and Kyra Becker battling. Kyra Becker trying to turn. Berto on her, and finally they call a foul on Chazy.
Well, that's pretty interesting because again the arms were down.
Yeah.
He made a
I was
mistake.
gonna say you're pointing in the wrong direction.
Yeah, so that's a good clarification by the official there. And as it's hard to believe, but on occasion officials do make mistakes.
Well, you know what? It's not an easy job. I think anybody that's been out there knows that.
Ayanna Lemoy to take this direct kick for Chazy. Hers now. That bounces it off the knee of Maggie Plouffe and cleared off the side by Rachel Story. Willow hers. So we have a substitute for Chazy. And the thrower, hers is going to come out, and Hadley Lucas will be her replacement. So Lucas will take the throw.
Well, when you get to sectional finals, this is exactly what you expect out of both teams. They're actually shouldering up. They're playing aggressive on the ball. They're both trying to, do what needs to be done to kind of ensure that their team can be led to victory. And right now, again, the clock is ticking away. We've got 17 minutes and 19 seconds left. And again, the Griffins season is looking pretty short right now.
There was some clarification going on the sideline here with one of the officials and with the Griffins coach asking about why her player wasn't allowed to substitute in, and I believe the answer was she wasn't in the proper location in time for that substitute to take place. So
that happens a lot with my modified players where, again, I have to tell them they've got to be at the center point to be able to come in. If they're not there, then guess what? It's not going to happen.
You're waiting for your next opportunity. So Madeline LeBerry is the substitute coming on for the Griffins now, number 16, and there she is trying to catch that ball, but it goes off the sideline. Throw in for the Eagles. 16 and a half minutes left here in regulation. Chazy clinging to their 1-0 lead. Mackenzie Chapman now. She's done a nice job defensively for the Eagles today. Ball bounces off Stevens to Juno. Juno drops it back for Chapman. Chapman again looking forward to Juno. But Stevens, Annette Stevens, who's done a very nice job for the Griffins, defensively clears it away. Here's Callie Harvey punching it back in. Juno can't trap it down. Kendra Becker now with pressure from Brack. Brack's done a nice job back there as well. Kendra Becker getting past her player. Now going toward end line. Becker with Brack on her. Becker looking to serve, and it goes errant service goes off the end line for a goal kick.
Well, it's been nice to see that the Eagles, even though they've got a 1-0 lead, have not tried to sit back and just sit in. They've actually got players forward in the midfield, and again, it's causing fits for the Griffins.
They're looking for that insurance goal, certainly, and it's not the type of, I don't think Coach Signer is the type of coach to sit back and park the bus, so to speak, at this point in time. Skylar Bissell tried to get turned on that. It bounces off from Kate Langlois. It's going to be a throw-in with a gain of real estate there for the Griffins. Here's Plouffe trying to get turned. Pressure on her back from Amelia Stevens. Launched the ball forward from Ella King, but it's going to be a Chazy ball throw-in right around the football 45-yard line. Amelia Stevens to take the throw. Skips off the head of Skylar Bissell and off of Juno, then off of King. So throw in. Here's Juno breaking toward goal. Looking to release a shot. Coming out was Madeline Fuller to make the save for the Griffins. Punt toward midfield. Lemoy getting her foot on it. Bounces off the head of Plouffe, and now here's Story trying to get past Chapman. Or excuse me, Schwabel trying to get past Chapman. Abby Schwabel drops it back to Libery, and then Lucas clears it away for Chazy. Stepping up nicely was Stevens. Now it's Kyra Becker. She's looking to spring her sister Kendra. A little bit too much on that, and Fuller comes out to make the save.
Well, the Griffins are going to have to get more players central if they're going to win some of those 50 balls, because a lot of times there's just too many green jerseys and the ball's just going in the opposite direction.
Here's a chance if Chazy can get turned. The keeper was way out still from that long punt. Kendra Becker trying to get turned, pressing off from Brack. Taking it away now is Libery. She goes to Plouffe. Plouffe going outside to Schwabel. And it goes off the sideline. Lucas now can't trap it down. Libery punches it off the side, throwing again for the Eagles. Kyra Becker couldn't control it. Brack clears it away. Here's Chapman. Chapman doing a nice job in her role as a stopper back there. Libery launches it long ways forward. Now it's going to be a foot race. Callie Harvey will watch it go off the side. It's going to be a Chazy throw-in deep in their own territory. And as we mentioned, this takes valuable seconds off the clock.
Interesting to see that. I thought Mackenzie Chapman would have played that ball negative and just allowed that that regrouping and restructuring for the Eagles, and it almost led to opportunities in that right-hand channel for the Griffins.
A good chance there for Annalise Berto. She tried to place a through ball there, but her teammates weren't planning on that and weren't making that appropriate run. Amelia Stevens bounces it off from Rachel Story. It's going to be a throw-in for the Eagles, once again deep in their own territory. And here's one thing we really don't see a lot of, or they don't utilize their keeper in the throw-in situation here, which they really could. Would be a good chance to throw back to Moak and take a couple more seconds off the clock.
Well, that's something I think you have to start with very young. Even with my modified keeper, I'm constantly saying if my ball's in the upper third, then I want you outside the 18. If that ball's in the middle third, then I want you around the 12. I want her to be a part of that counterattack. I want her to be able to be played. And again, if you don't do it in practice on a regular basis, then it's not going to happen in the games.
You have confidence with your foot skills. That's the big thing back there. There's hers trying to control it for Chazy, taken away there by Berto. Berto, stalwart defender out there for the Griffs. She's done a really strong job today. She seems to be everywhere on the field for the Elizabethtown Lewis Westport team. And here is McLennan with a service to the middle. It's Lucas, cleared away nicely by Cornwright. Far side is Kate Langlois. Trying to switch fields, but taking it away was Annalise Berto. Looking to spring Plouffe, but back there is Harvey for Chazy, and she'll clear it toward the sideline.
Well, the number of midfielders or midfield players by the Eagles, it's become very tough for the Griffins. The Griffins really should be stretching the field a little bit more, and again, looking to play the ball in the channel. And as you play the ball into the channel, come central, open up that space behind you, and try to create those numeric advantages and play off the ball.
Once again, Chazy pulls the offsides trap on the play. There was a good opportunity with really solid hustle there from Berto again. She almost created a chance at the top of the 18. She just couldn't get there before Mackenzie Chapman was able to clear it away for the Eagles. And here's Lemoy to take this indirect kick off the offsides. McLennan trying to control it. Berto's there. Now it's Kendra Becker. Nice use of her outside wing. Willow hers going toward end line. She's going to cut it back to get past Libery, but there was Cornwright backing up her player nicely. Kyra Becker trying to get turned on Abby Schwabel. Kyra does toward midfield. Tries to serve it. Goes off of Story's head. Now skips past Skylar Bissell. Here's Langlois with a little cutback. Looking for shot probably. And then touched away by Annette Stevens.
Well, they're giving opportunities, the Eagles are, for their players because they've got 3 green jerseys playing right around the shoulders of those fullbacks. And again, it's making it so that the fullbacks are very leery about stepping. And as a result, it's creating opportunities for those Eagles.
Kyra Becker trying to control that ball, taken away by Kaylee Brack. Brack, nice little touch, gets it to Berto. Berto again looking forward. It's going to go toward the end line, or sideline, excuse me. It's going to go out directly in front of the Griffins bench.
And inside of 10 minutes, I think we should now start to see, hopefully the Griffins will start to move players forward, probably end up with maybe 3 backs, and again, get a little bit more midfield opportunity and plays outside in the channels.
Throw in for Chapman here for Chazy. Gets it toward Lemoy. Schwabel's on her. Lemoy going toward midfield, bounces it off from Berto. Now Berto has it. Going to utilize Libery, but a little bit too much on the pass. And again, a throw in for the Eagles to be taken by Lemoy.
And again, it speaks to the turf. The turf, the weight of the pass is everything. And again, it's hard when you're playing on grass throughout the season. All of a sudden you get on the turf and you want to play what you would be a typical pass, and it's just got too much momentum.
Sometimes these squads will try to get a practice on a turf field if they're able to, but the turf fields around here are pretty limited for utilization. So
Just carry the stable and that's it.
here's Kendra Becker looking to move it outside to Langlois. Swing and a miss there by Skylar Bissell, but Ella King was there to clear it away. Now Berto forward to Plouffe, cleared away nicely by Stevens, and here's Annette Stevens. Tries to go central with it. Hadley King has it, and she has time. Hadley Lucas. Lucas trying to get past Brack, and she does, going toward the corner flag. Saves it, but then she doesn't. Official calls it a throw-in. Below 8 minutes to go here in regulation. Chazy 1-0 lead. Again, the winner of this match goes on to face Section 10 champion in the sub-regionals here in New York State play.
Interesting to see the Eagle player probably could have taken that ball to the flag, tried to eat up a few seconds on the flag, waited for support, but instead it runs out, and the Griffins actually now look to counter.
Here's Skylar Bissell on the far side trying to save the ball from going out of bounds. She's unable to do so. Throw in for the Eagles. Amelia Stevens to take this throw. She gets it in looking for Langlois. Langlois, nice ball to the middle for McLennan. McLennan one touch back to Langlois. Langlois trying to beat King. Nice service there to Lucas. Lucas cuts by Brack. LaBerry's there, and she's able to clear it toward the sideline. Lucas has it. Trying to get past Madeline LaBerry. Nice cutback. Lucas looking to serve. Goes off the shin of Brianna Cornwright, and it's going to be a throw-in for Chazy deep in the territory of the Griffins.
Well, the Griffins are just having a hard time getting players forward with so many green jerseys pushing forward, and it's not allowing them to have really a lot of offensive threats.
Ball is cleared out. Now it's Amelia Stevens looking to take a shot perhaps from a long ways out. Blocked, and now Stevens going to use her outside help with Kate Langlois. Stevens again, switching fields. Willow Hers trying to trap that down. She's got LaBerry on her. Willow Hers now looking to feed Kendra Becker. Nice little turn. She tries to get past Cornwright. She does. Shot on goal, and it's in!
What a wonderful ball played by the player, Kendra Becker. She made that little touch to her outside on the right, and then got a piece of the ball, enough of it to actually go over the hands of the Griffin tender, and Madeline Fuller is just grabbing her head and distraught at this particular point in time with a little over 6 minutes left in this contest. This is pretty much sewed it up.
6:18 remaining here in regulation, and the Eagles have provided that all valuable insurance marker off the foot of senior captain Kendra Becker. And the assist is going to Willow Hers on that officially. So Kendra Becker from Willow Hers, and Chazy has a firm hold now on this game with less than 7 minutes to go. Going to be a tall order for the Griffins. It's not impossible by all means, but a tall order for the Griffins to come back at this point.
If the Griffins are going to come back, they've got to push players forward, and right now they still seem comfortable with having 4 players in that backfield. You've got to get players forward to create counterattacks and offensive threats.
Basic goal number 14, Kendra Becker assists. Number 2, Willow Hers.
Kelly Harvey now clears it away toward the sideline. Here's Kyra Becker. Pressure on her from Story, and now ball's launched by Skylar Bissell across field. Chapman is hustling over after it along with Madeline LeBerry. Chapman taken away by Abby Schwobel, looking back toward LeBerry. Harvey is trotting back for this, and she'll clear it toward the side. Nice job not to clear it out. Hers now trying to get turned. Abby Schwobel on her. Schwobel takes it away. She drops it back. Here's Kaylee Brack. Gets past her player. Annette Stevens pushing up now. So you do see some of these defenders for the Griffins pushing up a little bit further. Now here's Hadley Lucas with pressure on behind from Annette Stevens. Lucas looking for a service. She cuts it back. Here's Langlois trying to get to it. Cleared away nicely by Kornreich. There'd have been a good opportunity there for Lucas to do a kind of a cross ball feed to Kate Lucas, who looked like, or excuse me, Kate Langlois, who looked like she had a chance for a run.
And also Kendra Becker could have actually had that inside run on the actual Griffin back, and that would have also created possibly a 2-on-1 advantage low inside that 6 box.
Four minutes and 20 seconds, and a few more seconds ticking off the clock here as the Griffins are a little bit sloppy in their own 18. They lost about 10 seconds there. Off the head of Langlois, here's Lucas. Lucas trying to get past King. Tried to take a shot. She stubbed her toe on it, it looks like, and Kornreich clears it off the side. So throw in for the Eagles, and they're going to be in no hurry to get this ball in play. Anytime you can take a few seconds off this time of the game, you have to. Ball goes to McLennan. McLennan heads it over, looking to get past Berto. Foul called, probably a hold, likely in the box. So it's going to be a direct kick for the Griffins in their own box.
And again, those valuable seconds just seem to tick off, and the Griffins are trying to look to mount some type of attack, but with less than 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in this contest, it looks pretty dim.
And boy, they come off fast this time. You know, they're only seconds, but man, they come off the clock fast when the pressure is on.
And we haven't seen a lot of subbing by the Chazy coach, because that would even take more seconds off that clock. But again, they're very content because they have controlled the majority of the possession and play in the second half.
Kyra Becker battling with Annette Stevens, and now it's Annalise Berto looking to lead ball there for number 3, who's Thea Shaw, but it was stopped nicely by Amelia Stevens. Hadley Lucas watches it go off the side, throw in for the Eagles, and they'll switch throwers, of course. Kate Langlois will take this throw now. 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Ball's in. McLennan looking to serve. Kornreich is there. Pops the ball high in the sky. Off the head of McLennan, and there Brack clears it away. Now again, the ball still bouncing around a bit. This is dangerous. Shot by McLennan toward the goal, and Fuller's going to watch it go off the end line. It's going to be a goal kick for the Griffins.
Well, the Griffins have just had a hard time getting the ball out of their lower third in the second half. The actual Chazy coach pushing players forward, not giving, again, a lot of time and space on the ball, and it's led to opportunities, as we saw on that second equal goal.
We're down to the 2-minute warning here in the Section 7 Class D Girls Championship, with the Chazy Eagles holding a 2-0 lead over the Elizabethtown Lewis Westport Griffins. Ball's in play on the far side. Ella King for the Griffins. She gets it outside to Skylar Bissell. She couldn't control it. It's going to be a throw-in. So like Rick mentions, in the time of most importance, the Griffins aren't able to string together a couple of passes to get it out of their own territory. The ball is now in the 18, and that Stevens looks to clear it off the sideline, so they're avoiding danger, but they're also taking seconds off the clock, and we're down to nearly 1 minute to go here in regulation. And as Rick mentioned a bit earlier, I think we can say Chazy has pretty much sewn this up. And it's Annette Stevens clearing it off the side again, another throw in for the Eagles. That's going to go off the end line, so goal kick now for the Griffins, and we'll see if they can make some kind of a transitional play here and get the ball moving upfield toward Chazy territory. 50 seconds. Time is certainly not on the Griffins' side at this point. Hadley Lucas steps up and gets a piece of that. Skylar Bissell now trying to get turned, but great pressure from Kate Langlois to not allow her to do so. Langlois and Bissell battling on the far side. Going to be a throw-in for Chazy. 30 seconds left in this championship match. Ball toward midfield. Lamoy has it for Chazy. She's being pressured by Thea Shaw. Ball goes off the sideline. Griffin's throw. Shaw gets it in quickly, looking for Schwobel. Shaw now. Schwobel battling for it by themselves. Bounces off of Shaw's feet.
9, 8,
Throw in for the Eagles with less than 10 seconds to go.
4, 3.
That's going to do it here from the Plattsburgh Sports Complex. Your 2018 Section 7 Class D champions, the Chazy Eagles.
And again, tradition repeats itself here in 2018, and we'd like to wish the Eagles good luck, and of course let the Griffins know that they've had a wonderful season and that they should look forward to building for next year.
So we'll have a presentation of the Section 7 championship trophy shortly, and we'll bring that to you here from the NFHS network, along with Calvin Castine on our camera and Rick Hunter. My name is Lee Barcombe. We've had some help also from some other people in the booth, so we appreciate all the help we have. Hometown Cable is also broadcasting this, so if you want to watch this again, you certainly can do so on Hometown Cable. Coming forward to receive their game ball, and congratulations from the Section 7 coordinator, Tim Mulligan, who's also the coach of the Plattsburgh High School Hornets. So Maggie Plouffe, along with Annette Stevens and Annalise Berto, receiving congratulations and a game ball for the Griffins.
The Chazy girls captains after meet Mr. Mulligan. The congratulations to the Chazy girls team.
Now the Chazy captains, Kendra Becker, Kyra Becker, and Ayana Lamoy receiving the Section 7 trophy, game ball, and the banner. So girls are happy as can be, as would be expected, and now they'll take the photograph with the championship banner. So for the NFHS network, I am Lee Barcombe along with Calvin Castine and Rick Hunter. We thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Next we'll have the boys Class D Section 7 championship coming to you live as well. Thank you for watching.
Okay, that'll wrap it up. Hometown Cable's coverage of this Section 7 Class D championship. Excellent job here by Lee and Rick, and congratulations to the Eagles on another Section 7 title, and a good effort put on there by the Griffins. We've covered 3 games so far, and there were 2 1-0 games last night, 2-0 tonight, today, with most of it being 1-0 until toward the very end. And in the Class C's, the boys and girls all went into overtime before the winner was decided. So a lot of parity in Section 7 displayed so far. Thanks for watching. And for the people who understand that viewer-supported local television is what you're watching, and without viewer support, we're not able to do this. So if you're not supporting Hometown Cable, then ask yourself, why not? And thanks for watching.